Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. And let's see. This is weird. That's just what it is. It's weird. I've tried everything. Thank you guys so much for all of your tips and suggestions and all kinds of different things. Yeah, I've tried everything. So we're probably just not going to do this, but let me show you something just so you know what I'm dealing with. Okay, you can see where the sensor is. I have set it up. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop in here and take a quick look so you can see all the settings. And down here I have it set to detect players and don't detect anything else. And this is just a test, of course. And I've got detect owner, detect friendly, detect neutral, enemy, everything. Okay, down here. So if I fly through this, okay, reverse works fine. I know some of you guys said reverse wouldn't, and this isn't the way I'm going to do it. This is just for testing. If I fly through again, it reverses again. So it triggers only once when you go through. And obviously everything else is working. It's just the fact that it's not detecting this ship here. Now, let me show you something very interesting, though. If I switch this and I say detect large ships, okay, it immediately starts going. And if I fly through it, it doesn't detect me. But if I come down here and very quickly turn off detect large ships, and then Come on, fly through, go, quick. Oh, jeez. All right. That was a little scary. It took me a little longer than normal. So it cannot detect me while it's set to detect large ships because I think it's already detecting a large ship. And actually, I just thought of this. Is the tree considered a large ship? Nope. Convert to station, convert to ship. It is a station. So why is it thinking that it's detecting a large ship unless this grid is considered a large ship? Let's take a quick look and see. Oh. Look at that. It is. This grid is considered a large ship. Oh, I just figured it out. Okay. So we literally, this isn't going to work. Okay, I don't know if everybody followed that. I barely followed it myself. The stump is a station. What we're standing on is a large ship. These four items, this conveyor, the connector, the catwalk, the sensor, and I guess 5 because the piston head, they're considered a ship because they can move. If it was a station, it would not be able to move. That's just kind of how space engineers works. So because it's there, it's for some reason counting itself in that list. It's actually thinking that it's detecting itself and therefore will not detect this over here. Somebody said to turn off detect owner. Hang on, let's see. I want to give that a try. Let's turn off detect owner. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try anyway. And this time I'm going to, let's see, detect large ships. Ooh, it didn't immediately start moving. That's good. Okay. Reverse. That did not work. I think detect owner is only for detecting me as the player. And I actually played with that earlier, and that is true. If I turn off detect owner and fly through when I'm detecting players, it doesn't trigger. But it doesn't mean it does not mean that it won't detect its own grid. It is currently detecting its own grid in spite of the fact. That's too bad. Okay, anyway, long story short, we're giving up on this. However, somebody gave me an excellent idea. Actually, I got this. It's kind of a combination of two different ideas here. But someone said that if I set up Easy Auto to basically wait for the moment that the connection, the actual connector, is ready and then lock, then I don't have to detect anything. So that should work. And then there's one more option, which is actually what I had originally thought of, and that is just to always lock it down in the exact same position. And I can actually even color some blocks here so I know where to set the feet. And just make sure that it's always in that exact position, and then hit the button, it'll go an exact distance, and everything will work fine. In theory. Whoops. Okay, we're back. It's been a little while. Yeah. So, here's the story. Easy Automation ain't going to do it. Unfortunately, Easy Automation looks into the block and looks for things that it can see and things that it can do, and there's a way to pull all those properties out, and that's what I've done here. So, on-off, like getting that property and whether it's on or off, and setting throw out and collect, and telling it to lock and unlock and switch lock and increase strength and decrease strength. Those are all wonderful things, but none of those will tell us if it's lockable. So I could try to set up Easy Automation to move the piston and then try to lock it, but there's not even a way to see whether it's locked or not. And so I'd have to like try to move the piston and see if it can't move anymore or something goofy. Long story short, I've given up on Easy Automation for this project. Unfortunately, it's just not going to do what we need to do. So we don't need that programmable block anymore. Actually, I wanted to leave that one. Oh, I'll move stuff around. But for now, I've set up this timer in this programmable block. And what I did is I actually put my own code in here. Well, sort of. A long time ago, and I don't have his name up on the screen, but I did find the comment, so you should be seeing it right about now. There you go. It was about 2 months ago. Thank you very much, by the way. I'd been kind of looking at it here and there and looking for an opportunity to use it. And this time it worked perfectly. So that's the website there. It's not, well, I've programmed in like a dozen different languages. It's just, it's a hobby. I'll learn languages and that kind of thing. But I've never been a professional programmer, and it always takes time to learn a new language. So I've been kind of avoiding this. But this website makes it nice and easy because you just kind of, it's just kind of point and click, and you end up with code, and you end up with actually really well-written code that actually has like checks for errors and verifies that things are working properly and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this could all be done in like 4 lines of code, but this is like the robust good code. I didn't write a single line of this, and it's working great. So here's what we're doing. I'm not even going to go through this. I'm not going to explain how this works because honestly, half these lines, I don't even know how they work myself. But what I've done is set it up to basically, if it is lockable, then stop the piston, just set the velocity to 0. And I haven't yet told it to lock because I just wanted to make sure it worked. And then I set up this timer to run the code constantly. Now we probably could have it run once a second. That'd probably be fine. But I've got it just constantly running. Oh, I've also got it turned off. I think it's trigger now. I actually So this right now is telling us the current velocity of the piston. It's a little strange because if I tell it to reverse, it's supposed to. Oh, I know what it's doing wrong. Okay, I'll fix that later. But watch what happens. As soon as it can lock, it does. Or it doesn't lock, but it stops. So see, it's in lockable position, and it's like the first time that it can see it, and it just locks it. Or it stops the piston, and then we can tell it to lock. And so I'm going to spend a little bit more time with that website and getting a little bit more to the code, like actually having it lock and then having it show this current status up here. And I just realized that I really don't need a whole screen. This was up here for easy automation. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a little corner LCD somewhere. And I'm going to move the actual programmable block to over here. And I don't actually want this always running. So I'm going to do something. I'm not sure. I want to see if I can get it to maybe... I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I want to try it one more time is what I want to do. And this time I'm going to set it up to just do 1 second. So I'm just going to remove these. And my PB, I want to just run with default arguments. And then the docking timer, we're going to start. And then we've got it set for 1 second. So if we turn it on and trigger now, it should trigger once a second. And I think that'll be plenty. So let's go ahead and just see if that works. I just realized this might... Yeah. I don't think that's going to work. Hang on. Yeah. Because I removed this LCD panel, and it wants to write to that LCD panel. So let me put that back in. Oh, yeah, look, it's already changed to 0 there. So now, in theory, it should do this right. And since it's only going once a second... Oh, yeah, that's... once a second probably isn't great, but it doesn't hurt. You saw that kind of shift. It is actually pressed right up against this guy. We could make the piston slower, too. Kind of have it run at like maybe 0.3 or something like that. In the end, what I want is to be able to hit that button and then walk away and have it just do all the work. No matter where, as long as it's lined up, no matter where this thing is on the platform. And, oh, that was the other thing I was going to do, is actually get down here and actually color this. It's like if we grab a yellow, oh, wrong button, and we kind of color this strip. As long as those landing gear are on that strip, then it should be lined up well enough to be able to use this system. And obviously I can't get the ones I could fly underneath, but I'll do that later. That should be enough to be able to tell. We've almost gone through a whole day, but okay. That's funny. I was managed to stop it twice. Let's see, we'd have to... okay. I'm going to go make that script a little bit more robust and be able to actually, like, tell us what's going on and all those kinds of things, and I'll show you what I have in a moment. Okay, I think I got this going, and it's working pretty nicely. I might want to add more later, but for now, you can see it's locked. I set up this button right here to switch the lock, That was strange. And this one is set to decrease velocity, so it'll always pull back. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Please go the other direction. That is not what I wanted you to do. Oh my goodness, look at that. Shoot. That didn't... yeah, okay, so it needs a little more fiddling. That's definitely not a... Definitely not what I was trying to do. Shoot. Okay, well, let's get ourselves a connector back on here. We don't really actually need that other guy that was on there. Let's see if I have the parts. I'm missing one computer. Okay. Oh, we'll let Igor get that. And we're going to have to name that. Connector doc 1, because that's what the script is supposed to be looking for. This part at least works right. So if I hit, well, let's make sure that that is ticking once a second. And let's make sure that this isn't crashed or failing or anything. And now if we hit piston reverse, we should see, yeah, see, piston velocity is 1. Oh, wait a minute. I'm being dumb. Here's how to handle this. I was trying to figure out how to get the script to trigger more often, but really I just need the script, or I just need the piston to go slower. Not 0.05. How about 0.5 is what I actually want, which is just half the speed. And at that rate, once a second should be fine. So there you go. It says piston velocity is 0.05. Connector is unconnected, but see, the second it was, well, well, literally the second it was in range, it connected. So there you go. The only problem now, so it set the velocity to 0. So now, if I undock, or unlock, oh, I see what was happening before. Okay. So this script is continuing to run. And so what I actually need to do is have it connect and then stop the timer, because that timer is still running it. As soon as I unlock, it relocks it. That's what's going on. Okay. Well, you know what? For now, not too worried about it, because we have a mod of the day. That's weird. We have a mod of the day? Oh, I know. It's time for the mod of the day. There we go. Much better. Okay. So today we have Digi's Aerodynamics wing blocks for planet atmosphere. This is an oldie but goodie. It adds a couple of blocks that are, well, they're wing blocks. And those wing blocks do one basic thing. They provide lift if you have forward motion. So they kind of act like wings. Now, in and of itself, that's not all that exciting. We're going to be adding a mod each day for the next few, well, not each day, each episode for the next few episodes that all kind of work together. But this is the first one. So I'm going to start in here and just start building myself an airplane. And I have not even thought about how I want to do this. I just installed the mod and figured I'd figure it out on camera. So let's give it a try. The very first thing I want to do is find myself those wings, because they've got to be in here somewhere, right? Digi. So there's wing straight, wing angled 1, and wing angled 2. I don't know why wing straight needs two different kinds. Oh, it doesn't. It's actually all three. Nice. Okay, we don't need that for a while. So that should be... Okay. Oh, that's... I mean, when he says straight, he means it. Okay. So let's try a nice big old angle. Yeah, that looks more airplane-like. Just slap that on there. And these are upside down. Or, sorry, these are mirrored up and down. So that should work fine like that. Yep, go ahead and do your thing. And I haven't even decided, should I make this... I'm thinking I might actually make this a little drone. You know? I think that's a good idea. So let's go in and stick a remote control in here. And before it drives me nuts, I'm going to turn off my auto rotate. Let's get a... Oh, knock my mic around there. Put a camera on here. Like that. And we're going to need an antenna and... What else? We're going to need some power. So let's do that. Do just a small reactor like that. And, oh, a gyroscope. Do a gyroscope. I want to make this thing as small as possible, as you might be able to notice. See, I need a place for the antenna. That gyroscope is not going to have another mount point on it. So we're going to need another block. Well, wait a minute. What if I do that? And then... Here, we'll do this. No. Like that. Like that. Yeah. Like that. And then can we fit an antenna in there somehow? Yes, we can. I think that right there might literally be all we need. Oh, no. Sorry. There is one more thing that we need that's kind of important. And now that I think about it, we are going to have to get rid of these. We need a thruster, at least one. Maybe two. And that means that we need... Well, here, let's take this off. And just put a regular block. Like that. Yeah, that'll work. Like that, and then throw in our thrusters here and there. I think that's all we need. Now, when I cut this thing off, it's going to immediately fall to the ground. But that's okay. Because... Oh, we need some uranium in this thing. Oh, here we go. We'll throw 10 uranium in there. I don't think it's possible to get anything smaller than this. There. Look at that. Obviously, I could have put only one thruster on there. That would be smaller. And that's about it. Okay. Small grid 2419. Look at that. It's working. Okay. Let's make a couple of small adjustments. I'm going to call this guy Aerodrone. And we need to go in and set, for one thing, I want to do this. This is thrust, because there's going to be a proof of concept thing going on in here. I'll show you. Here we go. I can't really turn it with the gyros right now. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh, I just realized something. This is going to go very badly. Well, okay. Yeah, there were two small problems with that. One, I didn't have a light, so I couldn't see where I was going. And two, the range on a small antenna is actually very small. So who knows where that guy is? Let's go grab the jetpack. And it's about time I switched back into my real suit. This is my jetpack suit. And I really should be in my interior astronaut suit. I'm betting it's going to be way down here. You know what? Let's come back during the day, because finding this at night is just highly unlikely. Let's try making another vehicle, and this time it'll be one that I pilot. It won't be quite as small, but that's okay. I kind of want something... Ooh, you know what? Let's add wings to the jet chair. That'd be cool. Okay, how are we going to do that? We can attach them. We can attach them to the sides of up there. So one of the things about this mod is it is kind of cheaty. And the reason I say that is because these wings, there's not a whole lot of calculation that's done to figure out if things are right. They do have to be pointing in the right direction, but they can be inside of a vehicle. They're just all kinds of things that shouldn't work but do. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to find all the thrusters. I'm going to group them because I want to show off, basically. Thrusters, toggle block on off, unlock. So if I start moving forward, this is going to be a little bit hard to see at night. Oh, wrong button. But I think, yeah, if I go out a little bit and turn around, you'll be able to get your bearings. I'll be able to get my bearings. I currently have no thrusters turned on. And, yeah, that is not going to work. So we're just going to get some height. And then I'm going to turn my thrusters off. And now, as I fall, I'm just going to start falling straight down. You can see my speed is increasing, obviously. And now I'm going to tip forward like this. And you see I'm moving forward. And that's because those wings are making that happen. And if I turn like this, I can actually force turning, but I start losing altitude. So they work like wings. I mean, very basic wings, of course. It's almost like flying a, I mean, not that I have any experience with this, but I feel like it would be like flying a glider, like hang glider. But keep in mind, I have no thrusters turned on. It's making a lot of sounds, but I kind of wish this was daytime. We'll have to do this again in the daytime. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of ignore the wings, and we'll just use the thrusters. To a certain degree, it makes the thrusters more efficient as well. But anyway, that's a fun one. I know a lot of you right now are going, oh, but you need this mod, you need this mod. Yeah, I'm going to get to them one at a time. So keep coming back, because each episode will have another related mod. So if you enjoyed my little winged jet chair or any other part of the episode, well, you know what to do. And if you're not sure, I'll give you a hint. There's 2 little pictures of hands underneath the video there. One has a thumb pointing in the upward direction. Make sure to click that one. Not that other one, not the one to the right of it with the thumb pointing down. Don't touch that one at all. There's just no reason. It'll crash your computer. It just does bad things. It'll empty your bank account if you press that one. Yeah, seriously, it's just bad. It's just bad. So hit the one where it's pointing the upward direction, and you'll magically find money and happiness and love and world peace. Yeah, go figure. But just go ahead and do it. And if you believe any of the things I just said, well, you probably shouldn't be watching my stuff. I hate to say that. You should just go watch something else. Go watch PewDiePie. But like I always say, I'll see you next time on Epic Tech. It's late at night. I'm gonna go to sleep. You should too.